How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a Commando, Deadeye. Commando, Deadeye. Commando, Cypher. Saboteur. Sentinel. Deadeye. Cypher. Cypher chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of...
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around, eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better...
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest, and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress. And as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
Just so.
Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Punch time. thank whoever left this climb stringer here. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. You can make something from that. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Wonder what you could make with that. Not the easiest way to get up. Who needs a ladder? Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Kill that one. Bangarang. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Cos'ata ghetto atu wamawa.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against...
Balu putulua farfarifto tuka kubu.
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way...
Le yayato.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then.
Balu putulua kobwa yake.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall. And
Yevofo lolan awful.
the legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast.
Koyetu koweboy the wata.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Balu utulua.
How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a...
Kuchai hifar befarb kim hobe bekuku hifar muk.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Shintwata motihuasa tolu keta. Ya wawanawe.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find...
Mopu far kubi.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
Mao toliawahu tolu keta. Ya wawanawe.
After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples...
Loma tuaha taimis.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hoped... Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. Magic? He claims it's just the force of life, the existence of energy, powering and connecting all... The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. You've found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The nono's key energy is just what the pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the nono. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of nono out there that need to be... Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 20... One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, from this day on, he'll make nurturing the pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for... One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the world eater... The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the world eater's DNA into overdrive. Out of date, says his friends. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end. The road ahead won't be easy. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface. Nocco has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the hoof puff at the end of the east route. Finally,
Mpa, wherefore, whereway?
regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation.
To wowu.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Curious about what's up there? Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
Ane fasu la vantor eller matzo peas.
He worries there won't be much left to save if... He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed... Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your action.
That's
a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to...
Always making this...
And you're always trying...
There's out of date again. He must have missed something important. Out of date says you will make a better stand against the world eaters with the support of... The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good... Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. Out of date says someone needs to break the stalemate. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. He can sense you share Myriad's view. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction, to bring balance to the world by wiping out. They believe a cleansing is necessary, but siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?